Hi, boys and girls. Today is October 7th. It's Wednesday, October 7th, and we are doing math today. And so you need pages 153, 154, 155, and 156 from your math book. So you're just tearing out 2 pages, or you have your 2 pages already. We are going to be talking about subtracting from 4 and subtracting from 5. It would be good if you had a dry erase board, or if you had a piece of paper that you could write on, something that you could write on as to follow along and be able to do it at home while we're working on ways to subtract from 4 and subtract from 5. So pause while you go get your things. Okay. Hopefully you're back. Hopefully you have your stuff. Okay. First, we're going to talk about subtracting from 4. And when we were doing addition, we worked on different ways to add up to numbers. So it's going to kind of work the same way, but in a backwards way. I'll show you what I mean. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to draw 4 circles, and then I want you to write this number sentence: 4 minus blank equals blank. That subtraction number sentence: 4 minus blank equals blank. And we're going to be doing a lot of these to try to come up with different ways to subtract from 4. And your paper is going to have, it's going to look a lot like this. It's going to have cubes that you could use, but we're just going to do this. It's just as easy. So one way to subtract from 4 is we're not going to take anything away. We're not going to cross anything out. So when we have crossed nothing out, it means nothing is the same number as 0. So I want you to write your first subtraction number sentence of ways to subtract from 4. 4 minus 0 equals, how many do we have left? We still have all of them left. So 4 minus 0 equals 4. So there's one subtraction number sentence. Okay, we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting with 4 again. And we're going to write the number sentence: 4 minus blank equals blank. This time, we're going to cross off the last one. So we started out with 4. How many did we cross off? 1. How many are left? 1, 2, 3. 4 minus 1 equals 3. Okay, we're going to draw 4 again and make the number sentence: 4 minus blank equals blank. This time, so we crossed off 0, we crossed off 1. I bet you know, how many are we going to cross off? 2. So we started out with 4. We crossed off 2. How many are left? 2. So 4 minus 2 equals 2. Okay. We're going to start off with 4 again. If you need to erase, if you're working on a dry erase board, if you need to erase, go ahead. I'm going to leave these all up so you can really see them though. 4. Now, how many are we going to cross off this time? The first time we crossed off 0. Next time we crossed off 1. Next time we crossed off 2. How many are we going to cross off? 3. We started out with 4. We crossed off 3. How many are left? 1. Okay, we have one more problem we're going to do. So again, we're drawing 4, and our number sentence, 4 minus blank equals blank. This time, we crossed off 0, we crossed off 1, we crossed off 2, we crossed off 3. We're going to cross off 4. All 4 of them. So 4 minus, we crossed off all of them, so it's minus 4 equals, how many are left? 0, like we talked about last week. When we subtracted all of them, we have 0. So here are all of the ways to subtract from 4. And if you do it in this order, then it makes it really easy. At first you don't cross off any, then you cross off 1, then you cross off 2, then you cross off 3, then you cross off 4. And so as the number we crossed off gets bigger, the number that we're left at the end gets smaller. This is answers to a subtraction problem are called the difference. The difference. So the difference was getting smaller. Okay, I'm going to erase this and we're going to work on ways to subtract from 5. And then we're going to do it the exact same way. Okay, but not the exact because we're going to have 5 instead of 4. So we're going to draw 5. And our subtraction number sentence this time is going to be 5 minus blank equals blank. So we're subtracting from 5. What did we do the first time when we were subtracted from 4? We didn't cross any out. So that meant 0. 5 minus 0. How many do we have left? All 5 of them. When you subtract 0, you have the same number that you started with. Okay, the next time we're going to draw 5 again. And our number sentence, 5 minus blank equals blank. Giving you some time. Okay, how many are we going to cross off? 1. Crossing off 1. So our subtraction number sentence, 5 minus 1 equals, how many are left? 4. 5 minus 1 equals 4. We're going to draw 5 again and do our number sentence. 5 minus blank equals blank. Okay, we crossed off 0, we crossed off 1. This time we're going to cross off 2. 5 minus 2. How many do we have left? 3. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Again, this number is getting bigger as the answer, or this is called the difference. The difference is getting smaller. Okay, let's draw 5 again. Write our subtraction number sentence. Starting out with 5. We have 5 here. How many are we going to cross off? 3. So 5 minus 3 equals 2. This is just kind of a switch around there. Okay, we're going to draw 5 again. And write 5 minus blank equals blank. How many are we going to cross off? 4. We crossed off 0, we crossed off 1, we crossed off 2, we crossed off 3. Now we're going to cross off 4. So 5 minus however many we crossed off, which is 4, equals how many are left? 1. 5 minus 4 equals 1. Now we have one more problem. I'm going to draw 5 and write our last number sentence. 5 minus blank equals blank. This time, how many are we going to cross off? All of them. Crossing off all of them. So when we crossed off all of them, that means we crossed off 5 of them. So 5 minus 5, how many are left? We took them all away. That means there's nothing left, like we talked about last week, equals 0. So these are all of the ways to subtract from 5. Again, as this number that we cross off gets bigger, the answer, how many we have left, or we call it the difference, gets bigger. This is exactly what you're going to do on most of your paper. First, you were going to do ones that subtract from 4, and then you're going to do ones that subtract from 5, where you're going to cross off and write out your subtraction number sentence. Okay, so get out your paper. If you haven't already, remember, sorry, I'm going to pull it back over here to remind you. Page 153, 154, so it's back to back, 155, 156. So you have 2 pages, but they have 2 sides, like always on our math papers. Okay. So this is the page, not this page, but this page. Subtract from 4 and 5. You're going to need a pencil. Okay. Looking at this, there are 4 crocodiles in the lake. 3 crocodiles get out. How many are still in the lake? If you want to, you could draw crocodiles. I'm just going to draw circles. So I had 4 in the lake. And so we started off with 4. So I'm going to write that at the beginning of the subtraction number sentence, 4. 3 crocodiles get out, so I'm going to X out 3. How many crocodiles are still in the lake? 1. Oh, I forgot. We have to put 4 minus 3 because we crossed off 3. 4 minus 3, how many are left? 1. 1 is left. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Okay. I'm going to scooch this over here just a little bit. All right. Right here, you can subtract from 4 and 5. We just did all those ways of subtracting from 4 and then subtracting from 5. So we're subtracting 2 from 4, and the difference is 2. Trace over your 2. And subtract 1 from 5. They crossed off the 1. So we had 4 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. The difference is 4. You are going to you can either pause after I go over the directions, or you can do it after we're going to do the back together. Subtracting from 4. Remember, starting out, maybe don't cross off any, and then figure it out, then cross off 1, then cross off 2, then cross off 3. They didn't have you do all of them, but that would be the way I would do it in order, so you make sure that you don't do the same one 2 times. You can't do the same one 2 times. It has to be different. And then same with number 5. I would start off with 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could go backwards if you wanted to. Then you're going to work on this. Okay? So you're doing all the rest on your own. Okay, now we're going to, forgot to erase that from the other side. Now we're going to work on the back. So either you have paused or you're going to wait till we're done. Okay. Yoon, I don't think that's probably how you say it, draws 4 hippos. So we know, let's circle 4. Probably started out with 4 at first, but let's see. He crosses out 2, so yep. So we know he started with 4 hippos. Crossed out 2 hippos. And then the question asks, how many hippos are there now? If you wanted to draw to figure that out, I bet you probably know, or you could use your fingers. Started with 4. He crossed off 2. How many are left? 2. I knew you knew that one. 4 minus 2 equals 2. That's easy. Okay. Number 18. Billy draws 5 lions. He crosses out 1. How many lions are there now? Okay, and then it says explain how you solved a problem to a friend, which is kind of hard to do when you're at home, but you could explain it to someone at home. Explain how you solved it to a friend. So 5, he started out with 5. He crossed out 1. If you wanted to, that would be really cute. Same with the hippo. They really showed you how to draw those. So that would be kind of cute to draw if you wanted to draw those on your paper. Almost looks like a sun, and then with a little face. 5 and crossed off 1. Again, 5. Crossed off 1. How many are left? 4. 4 lions. 4 lions. Okay, number 19. Isabel wrote this subtraction sentence over here. 5 minus 2 equals 4. Tell why Isabel is wrong. Correct it for her. So 5 minus 1, 2, she said was 4. But we know it's 3. So we're going to write the right subtraction number sentence. 5 minus 2. And really we could tell from right here because we just did 5 minus 1 is 4. So 5 minus 2 can't be 4. They can't both be 4. Okay. 5 minus 2 equals, what did we say it equaled? 3. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Okay, so now you're going to work on the inside of the paper unless you already did it. You're going to work on subtracting from 4 and subtracting from 5 and working on these problems at the bottom. Remember, you can go in order to make it easiest. Okay, so I will see you guys later. Good luck on subtracting 4 and subtracting 5. Bye.